Yeah, um, I was really proud of the way, they came out really hot, and I thought our kids did a great job battling back, taking the lead into halftime. And then that third quarter was just killer, man. 2 of 16. You look at a game, of course, as a coach, you look at about a million different things, but the truth of the matter is what it comes down to is, they made a lot of plays, and we didn't when we had some opportunities, really, especially that third quarter. The other quarters, I thought we did do a good job making plays, but we got some really good looks. I'm curious to go back to that third quarter and look at all the shots we got. I thought we got a lot of good shots, but, that was the difference. They built a 9 or 10 point lead, and then you're kind of playing from behind and getting a little desperate. But I think they're a really good team. You look at them in Southern Indiana, the two teams that can really score in the post and really score with their guards. And I think they proved that, at their place. We were kind of feeling like they were pretty guard oriented, and they beat us in the post. And we did a really good job on their post today, and they beat us from the perimeter mostly. So I think that shows the type of team that they are. The reason they made the run last year, the reason they got picked first in the league, and so I give them a lot of credit.
Questions for both players? How frustrating was that third quarter? Because, like JD said, you got good looks, they just wouldn't fall.
Right. I think it was definitely frustrating. I mean, I saw they went on a 16-2 run, and it definitely hurts when you're getting good looks. I think if those shots are, forced or, contested, then it's a little more like, ooh, okay, like that's bad on our end. But when they're good looks, I think honestly it's just more upsetting.
Yeah, they were all, really good shots that we normally make, too. So that was kind of the big part. And then, of course, they come down and they're literally hitting everything. But we stuck with it and still played hard. So.
They hit a lot of threes early, and then they were getting a lot of points inside late. I mean, it was just didn't quite have an answer for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it late is when you get into that desperation mode a little bit. Now they get some backdoors. Now you're pressing and trapping, and we didn't do a great job rotating. But I think, the perimeter play early, and I thought for the most part we did a fairly good job guarding their perimeter players. They hit some tough shots from threes, maybe a few in transition. We take a bad shot on offense. I think if you go back and look at a lot of their transition threes, you're going to look at from maybe kind of a bad shot or a bad turnover offensively. But, I think late in the game it was more about our desperation of trying to crawl back into it and keep fighting, and they did a good job of countering that.
For both players, what do you take away from this season? You guys were
Coach said in the locker room, it's been a long time since a team has been 500. And so just taking that away, we had a lot of great games and a lot of great runs. So just kind of taking that and then,
I think definitely taking away from the season. I mean, I get to play with some of the best people I think around, which is something that I really appreciated coming into this season. This has got to be one of the best the most funnest, I'd say, most fun basketball seasons that I played, in a really long time. So that, and then taking away from our seniors, then projecting us into this, upward of 500 season, and we'd really like to build on that.
Reagan, you got 2 early fouls. Did that kind of change things for you, or did you just keep going at that?
I would say not really. More recently, I've been used to playing with some foul trouble, and I think even that last game against Tennessee Tech, I knew they were going to try to get me in foul trouble. That's what they tried to do last game, their place. So I don't think it really changed my game as much.
JD, what do you take away from this year?
Like I said, I think I told them in the locker room too, you would love for what you put into it, you're rewarded with the results, right? And I think our team put in much more as far as, this probably team has been in the gym more than maybe any team. And I mean across the board, not just the starters, not just the scorers, but across the board. And the emotional resources that they've really put into the team to continue to get along, continue to have a fun season, continue to stick with and work hard. I really appreciate that out of them. And I do. I feel like we were really close to having kind of a special season, and it didn't happen for us. We didn't quite get there. But I hope that in the next couple years when we do get there, when we win 20 games and when we're in the top 2 or 3 in the league, I hope that this group looks back, and especially these seniors that are leaving, can look back and think they kind of at least got us started in that right direction to where, we're competitive with the top of the league. You look at the way we ended, taking Southern Indiana right down the line, beating Eastern, who was in second at the time. We were really competitive with everyone. I look at what Southern Indiana did. Last year they didn't make the conference tournament. they added one or two pieces and they, kind of dominated the league. And I hope that we can, I think we're kind of close within striking distance where we can do the same thing.